Alright then, welcome to another weekend on Lunar. So, I've been and got some cable. Well, quite a lot of cable actually, but this is what I'm working with at the minute. So, 95mm squared, where is it? 95, yeah. High flex, 95mm square. Don't give me American sizes, but I don't know if any of you use it, but that's what it is anyway. So I've already crimped at one end on, and then on to positive I've got a couple of runs for battery and what have you. So I've done just a couple of crimps just at home. So yeah, that's it. So now I've just got to get them into distributor and up to inverter. So I'll crack on with that, and I'll fetch you back and let you know, see how it's going. Alright, thanks a lot. Alright then, so I'm just running first cable, negative, so I've just got to basically mark it and see where it wants cutting. But what it did tell me at suppliers, where I get all this stuff from, with this cable, if you want to get a sharper bend in it, not a, just a, if you just warm it up with heat gun, so I'm just using these 95 B8s. That's that. You certainly won't want to get your fingers caught in between these. Right. Off cut though, that's not getting, that'll be getting used. That I've got a job on for that, our kid's boat, so got to put him put a shunt in it for him, so I'll need a connector cable, so that'll do for that. Right, the knife. Let's go and find my knife. I don't know where that is though. Right. I ain't got a clue where my Stanley knife is. what I'm doing is I'm just marking lug on cable where it needs to go, because it moves a bit like does this, but you don't want to be like at 90 degrees and then try and crimp it and then try and get it on, like, because it's going to need some serious bending. Right. Okay, crimp it. So this is crimper that I'm using. I borrowed it off my mate. He's just bought a brand new one because he's just doing one of his vans out, because he goes out doing auto forklifts, so they're doing big cables all day long, like, and he reckons these are good ones, like, best for, well, quickest, because I've got an hydraulic one but it'll only do up to 70mm, so I've just borrowed this off him. It'll do a job. I don't know if you can actually see, but basically you just you set it on side to size E cable, you on it up, put lug in it, and then you just press it down. So. Right, so that's what you get. So it turns, makes light back, puts the chamfer on it, and then crimps it up. And it's solid. That ain't coming off. But what what I've been doing with others is setting it at 95 and then just turning it up a little bit, just to get a bit extra of a crimp out of it. So that's it. On, bit of heat shrink on it, job done. Right, so that's first cable done. So I've got same to do for positive cable, but I'll not bore you with watching that light. I mean, it's just going to be a repeat. Pretty much all of it's going to be a repeat, to be fair, because it's like there's two of everything. So, but anyway, right, I'll crack on and I'll show you how it's going on in a bit. See you then. Right, so we've got 400 amp fuse. 400, yep. Right, so that's main feed to inverter in. Both cables, 400 amp fuse, as VICTRON say you need. Alright then, so I've got the main inverter cables run now. I've got the fuses mounted for the inputs into Orions, because how I'm doing it is I'm running one cable from engine bay to a two-way switch, then I'm running out of them into my fuses and then into my Orions. That's because obviously if it's summer, I'm not going to be wanting to, like, if I've got loads of solar coming in, I'm not going to want to bother, you know, putting strain on alternators, which is going to cost more to run engine. So I can turn one off or turn them both off. I know I can do it on app, you know, I can just come on CB, see it on to control panel. I'm pretty sure you can do it on that. But it's just that rather than have to, you know, do it, I can just switch it on. If I don't want them on at all, I can just switch them off. It all depends, you know, just depends on what I'm doing. Obviously, if I'm running engine and we're hooked up to power, you know, so it's like it'll be charging anyway with batteries, so there'll be no point in having them running. You know, if I were just running engine just for hot water or something like that or whatever, because I don't know how good immersion heater is going to be in boiler anyway. So anyway, it's just forward thinking. So yeah, so I've just to run cables and then cables down into links. So it's not going to be very interesting, but so I'll just crack on anyway, and then I'll fetch you back and let you have a look at what I've got done, same as what I did with that. Alright, thanks a lot. Alright, I forgot to say, I've also got solar charge controllers wired from solar. So I've run 10mm cable from each array, and then fetched them into disconnect and then into each unit. So now I've just to come out and down to links distributor with them both. I'll sort that though, it's not a massive issue. Yeah, so it's getting there. So I've got these ferrules, I don't know if you can see them. They're ones that I'm using for irons. So it's just that's what they're using to supply, you know, supply that gone from. So might as well use that. Right. So anyway, I'll crack on and I'll fetch you back in a bit. Alright then. So I got just cracking on with rest at install. I've got irons wired up, so I'm just going to put. Just got these covers that go on. I'll put them on there, and then the job's done. Right. So that's that. So I've got to run 2 wires out of them fuses to a two-way switch, so I can select, like I said yesterday, select which iron I want on, if any at all. Just a different way. Plus it gets me from the, it's 40mm I'm running from engine bay. So it's the easiest way, because you can't put a 40 into these. The Logitech, well, I've used 20mm cable, squared. The will take, apparently the will take 25, but getting these covers back on a 25 can be a bit, because looking at it, they've only just gone on with them 20s, like, so anyway. So there's that job to do. There's these 2 switches to fit for batteries, for selectors on batteries. Need some ferrules for MPPTs. I could have run it in 10, but when I've worked out for fusing of them, if I run it in 10mm, it just didn't work running it in 10mm, because I wanted to put them both onto one pole, onto one fuse. So that was just the easiest way. It's worked it out. Yeah, so it's getting there anyway. I'll just crack on and I'll show you what I've got done in a bit. Alright, thanks a lot. Right, so I've got the isolator switch and cable put into it. It needs to go to engine bay, and well, I need to get some conduit and that for that. So well, that's all them's done now, so I'll just put cover on. going to look pretty neat, like, not as neat as it can be for all this amount of wires. Trying to hide all this lot's like getting a bit, but anyway, this is what it is. So now I just need to put switches on and run cable, which is the 95. I'll just have to go across top there. But right, I'll crack on with that and I'll let you have a look when I've got that done. Alright, in a bit. Alright then, so I've got the power leads and two battery switches. So these are one, two, or 1 and 2 switches, because I'm running 4 300 amp lift. Well, they're not 300. Well, they're 305 amp lithiums, and they'll be running with 200 amp BMSs. So one battery ain't enough to run full system. But like with 4 packs, if I ever have a problem with a BMS, all I'll do is, if it were like pack 1 or pack 2, which will be on top, and if it's pack, like say pack 1 goes down, I have a problem with BMS, I can just switch that to number 2, which will then knock out of the system, and obviously then I'll still have that. So I'll still have, even if I drop one battery out, I'll have 600 amp capacity, which is nowhere, you know, it's miles bigger than what I need. And then, you know, even if I dropped a full pack out, I'd still have 400 amp, which is basically adequate to run system, no problem whatsoever. I mean, but that's only if I will pull it full capacity on inverter. So that's how I've got that going to be working out. So I'm just trying to make it that if I have a problem with it in future, it's not going to take my electrical system out, it's just going to downgrade it slightly until I get it fixed. But with batteries, I'd have to have 3 BMSs go down, or 3 problems with battery packs before, you know, and then I'd be running just 200 amp, which wouldn't power the system, like so basically. Alright, you might not be able to run kettle, or unless I have a low voltage kettle, that is, or stuff like that, maybe a washing machine. But other stuff will still work, because we've got a 240 volt fridge in here. We've just gone with that because I put it, when we first got it, I connected it up to the van inverter, and amperage that it was pulling were probably, even with loss on inverter, was still less than 12 volt one that we've got in. So I think there's a lot of people going that way nowadays, like that modern stuff, you know, it doesn't pull no 240 volts hardly. So yeah, so anyway, that's what I've got done. So I've just got to get batteries installed, and then I've got all fuses done. Oh, we'll put in here for there's 24 fuses, which is more than I need, but it's what I had. Well, I had 25, but I've put 24 in. So they're ranging from 5 amp, 10 amps, and 15 amps. Some of them, like for water pump, that's going through a relay. So this switch pack up here, which is controlled by a remote panel, the 10 amp, which is adequate for such as LED lights and stuff, but I won't want to run a water pump through it. So what I've got is some 100 amp relays that will then fasten onto these wires, and then they'll have a 15 amp fuse which will just be straight to it, and then a 5 amp fuse just for the powering trip, which will, you know, for powering panel up here, and the 5 amp fuse will be powering the relay. So anyway, it'll all get done eventually. But that took a couple of hours to all do, make it neat. But it's getting there, slow but surely. Just going to wire all lives in and everything. Some ferrules for and pt2s to get them during the week. Some more fuses required. But yeah, it's getting there and I'm happy with progress. So that's it anyway for this week. So if you like it, like and subscribe and you'll get notified. If you ring bell, you'll get notified when we put a new video up. So that's it. Right, we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot. Bye.